Bookworm Adventures is an RPG word game where you spell words to defeat your enemies. However, it no longer exists. The game was taken down from Steam, and there is no way to play the game anymore unless you already own it. So, I made Bookworm Adventures into my own game, but with magic. For the past few months, I have been working on my own game to publish to Steam, Spellslinger. Spellslinger is an RPG strategy word game where you spell words to defeat your enemies. Sound familiar? This game is definitely heavily inspired by Bookworm Adventures, but there are barely any games in this genre, including Bookworm Adventures itself, since, it's no longer available. But now with Spellslinger, that game genre will be revived. So, what is Spellslinger? You play as this little wizard guy I made. A wizard called a Spellslinger, who is resurrected to defeat the Dark One, a powerful dark wizard from ancient times. On your quest, you will go through many different areas, spelling words, collecting powerful new spells and artifacts, and creating synergies with said spells and artifacts to become even more powerful. Which you will need, because some of these enemies can almost one-shot you. I like difficulty in games, and while this might seem like your average word game, trust me, it's hard. Making good synergies with spells and artifacts will be required. Or you could just grind XP to max level, I guess, but that's less fun. So how does combat work anyway? Well, combat is turn-based, so after you spell a word and attack, your enemies will attack you. You will need to defeat all enemies in a wave to progress, with a few waves in each area. In each area, you will be able to take in 3 artifacts in 5 spells. Your artifacts are passive effects to help you fight, such as giving words that end in ED increase damage, increasing damage from gold value tiles such as Z or J, or increasing damage of 8+ letter words for even more devastating attacks. These passive effects might seem simple, but they add up in the end. Let's pause real quick. You're probably wondering why artifact is spelled incorrectly. Well, it actually isn't. It's spelled British. In order to verify whether you are spelling a valid word or not, I needed a word list, and the longest one I could find that was formatted correctly was a 50,000 word document using British spelling. So I figured I might as well make the spelling of artifact match the word list, and use the British spelling. Anyways, spells on the other hand are where the game gets really interesting. Spells add modifiers to your attack. You will get 1 spell each turn that will cycle through your chosen spells, or you can obtain them by spelling words with high letter counts. These vary from spells like Fireball, Lightning Bolt, Ice Javelin, Heal, Arcane Strike, and more. Having these special spell tiles in your word will add their modifiers to your attack. And they can even be combined too. So if you spell a word with both Fireball and Ice Javelin, your attack will pierce through an enemy, create a fiery explosion, and has a chance to both burn and freeze your enemy. These combos can get pretty crazy. A lot of spells can apply different status effects to your enemies that can help you in combat. Burn will do some damage to the enemy after they attack, Freeze will cause the enemy to lose their turn, and Shock will have the enemy take damage equal to 25% of their attack's damage. You can synergize some spells and artifacts to make these effects even more powerful, such as the Hellfire Focus, which doubles burn damage, combined with spells like Fireball or Ignite, which apply burn to your enemies. Spells can also modify how your attack is targeted, like Lightning Bolt, which attacks the targeted enemy vertically instead of horizontally. This will allow you to hit enemies in the back that might be more annoying. You can change your target by clicking on an enemy, but your attack will only damage the first enemy it hits. Spells that apply Pierce or let you target enemies vertically will let you better strategize which enemies to take out first. But you won't just be fighting basic enemies in this game. There will be a variety of powerful bosses for you to defeat, the first one being the Ruin Guardian. The Ruin Guardian is the first boss that you will encounter in the game, and it definitely wasn't inspired by anything from any game whatsoever. Please Nintendo, don't sue me. The Ruin Guardian, unlike most enemies, doesn't attack you every turn, and instead will slowly charge up a powerful laser attack that does 60 damage, which is, more than half your health. To stop its attack from charging, you will need to destroy its legs, which cancels its charge. However, it only has 4 legs, which means you can only cancel the charge 4 times. So you will need to do enough damage in between to ensure that you can kill it before it kills you. Like I said, this game is hard. So that's the basic rundown of Spellslinger. However, there are a few more things to note about the game. First of all, the game is entirely made by me. All art, music, sound effects, and code are all created by me. I'm not the best artist or composer, so the game definitely won't be competing with top-notch graphics games like Elden Ring or Tears of the Kingdom. Second, this game isn't out yet. I still have a lot of development to do, as the first act isn't even done yet. I plan on making 3 acts for Spellslinger. Each act will contain its own story arc, with a unique theme, several bosses to fight, and many spells and artifacts to unlock. The first act will be called Into the Wilds, but more on that in a future video. And finally, when the game does release, it will only release with 1 act. Spellslinger will start in early access for probably the first year before I get all 3 acts done. This is my first game that I'm publishing, and I want to do it right, which means working with the community to create a well-balanced and fun game. I even plan on adding some of the community's ideas to make the game even bigger and better. So if that sounds fun to you, then make sure to check out the game when it launches in early access later this year. Until then, you can subscribe to this channel to keep up with the development of the game. I'll be posting more videos with more progress as time goes on. And you can also wishlist the game on Steam. The link to the Steam page will be in the description. Anyways, I hope you're as excited for Spellslinger as much as I am. There's a lot more done that I'm excited to show you, but that will have to wait for future videos. So, I will see you next time. Bye.